If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 69 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. So you can see we're starting with a game at home against Reading today. Obviously one of the better sides in the division. We're starting, of course, with Kwesi Appiah and Fabian Casada up top, considering there are two best strikers, and of course Jenkins Chikowi out on the right hand side as well, our young scout future star. But the first things I want to say in this particular video are thank you for 50,000 subscribers. I didn't mention it in the earlier two videos today because they were pre-recorded before I actually hit the milestone, and in fact by the time you see this video around 8 PM, I may have actually put up a little thank you vlog, just a short 2 or 3 minute thing to say thank you before doing a setup video for next weekend. That's my plan at least. So you may have already seen a little vlog to say thank you. If you haven't seen a little vlog to say thank you and I haven't done it, then thank you here instead. And obviously it goes without saying that your continued support is fantastic and very much appreciated. But as we head towards half-time here against Reading, we beat the goalkeeper finally with the third effort in the clip just before, but the ball went past the keeper, but then there was a defender on the line. Unfortunately, though, there was no defender on the line this time around, and even if there was, I don't think he'd have been able to reach it to head it clear, because they go 1-0 up with a great shot into that top left-hand corner. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it. So into the second half we go, trying to get ourselves back on level terms if we possibly can. Fabian Casada with great dribbling feet, but unfortunately the finish is left a little bit wanting. It's a comfortable save for Federici. So I made a couple of changes, brought on Christian Panilla for Michael Woods and Francisco Signorelli for Ryan Donaldson, and I actually moved Jenkins Chikowi into a central position, and then moved obviously Christian Panilla, our winger, out wide. So we're hoping that that would add some fresh impetus to the side, some fresh attacking strength. And that shot was very well hit by Signorelli. Was actually headed towards the top corner, but unfortunately Federici was able to get up towards it and keep it out. The Australian playing a very good game here for Reading, doing really well to keep me out. But we're into the final few minutes here. Stephen Fletcher with a turn. Good save by Zabre though, and somehow we aren't quite able to clear it properly. It just hits Robson Kanu, or Hal Robson Kanu, and fortunately for me, the rebound off his face went wide. But we're trying to equalise in the very last minute here. Casada gets a stroke of luck as it breaks to him, but a top save again by Federici, shoving out a left leg, or right leg rather, as it was headed towards the left bottom corner. Denies us the opportunity to get an equaliser late on. So unfortunately, we start with a defeat. We haven't started an episode with a defeat in a very, very long time in this series, and obviously in the last couple of episodes in this series we've been starting with 2 good games and then finishing with a defeat. This time we start with one, so I was hoping that we could bounce back here against Crystal Palace away from home. Obviously this is actually the first time other than Wembley that we've actually played in a real stadium in this series. Obviously we've had a lot of kind of generic stadiums on our way through the lower leagues here with Cambridge in the English lower divisions, but obviously we played in Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final last season to unfortunately lose to a last-minute goal from Chelsea, to not have the chance to go to Wembley again. However, in the league, this is the first time that we've played a side that have come back down from the Premier League, I think. Obviously, we lost to QPR earlier on in the season, but that was at home, I think, if memory serves. It may have been away, and I might be completely forgetting, but I think we were at home against QPR when we lost that game, and this is our first chance to play in an actual real-life stadium in this series. So excited to do so, and hoping that we can come away with a decent result to mark that occasion. Abogo there with a comfortable tame header, or comfortable save from a tame header, as Palace had the first opportunity of the game. It was a pretty slow first half, in honesty, but lovely turn aside by Jordan Graham there. Sets up Bologna, the on-loan striker from West Brom, and that's an accomplished finish. Does the keeper with the eyes. You might have thought he was going to slot it near post, then he just fires it across the goalkeeper with a really, really impressive finish, and that gives us a 1-0 lead as he puffs out his chest, celebrating to his heart's content down there by the touchline. It's 1-0 Cambridge United in the 38th minute, but they were going to come back immediately. Stephen Dobby here trying to create an opportunity, trying to get them back on level terms if he can. Great dribbling feet, finds Jimmy Kebe, but unfortunately for him, his shot goes well wide. really disappointing from him. He's a better player than that Jimmy Kebe, and I'm sure he will have wanted to do better. But James Wilson breaks away using his pace in the stoppage time at the end of the first half. Going to try and get past the man Martin Kelly, who commits to the challenge and doesn't get there. Stands it up brilliantly, but Bologna, weirdly, he kind of turned his back on the ball there as it was mid-flight, so didn't really get the purchase on the header that I was hoping for. I wanted to try and loop it back across the goalkeeper into the top corner, but rather unfortunately, he didn't quite get his technique right, and it was a comfortable save for the goalkeeper. But into the second half we go, and Thomas is going to stand the ball up here for Glenn Murray to try a diving header. Did score a header similar to that at the weekend for Palace against West Ham, but this time around it went wide of the target, and we get to keep our lead for now. Glenn Murray, though, involved again here, twisting and turning, and he gets so lucky with the way that the ball breaks out wide to Thomas again after it rebounds off 3 different people. Then the header loops up there, and the keeper doesn't get there, and Owen Garvin is the man to be able to head them back on level terms. There was so much fortune in the way that the ball bounced on the edge of the box all the way out wide to a Crystal Palace player. Then the fact that Glenn Murray headed it against my defender, which then made it fall to Owen Garvin in the first place, and then obviously he was able to actually, it was a decent header in the end. The final finish was decent, but it should never have come about, unfortunately. We get a stroke of luck there as Ricky Ring wings it back, but sadly James Wilson's finish is left a little bit wanting, and it was a comfortable save again for the goalkeeper. So it looks like we're going to be getting a draw away from home at Crystal Palace unless we can change things in the final 5 minutes. So brought on Christian Pinilla again, as you can see, and Seniorelli has a decent shot. Not really too sure how the keeper got that much power behind his clearance, to be honest. It just fired off his hands and actually flew away harder than it came at him. But still, Crystal Palace with the chance to get themselves a decent move here as we head into stoppage time at the end of the second half now. Dobby again standing the ball up into the box, and Dennis with a finish. Really good finish. We saw Bolton score a great goal against us with a first-time volley in yesterday's episode, and today it's a similar situation, although yesterday it was Bolton to make it 2-1 in our favour, and we still came away with 3 points. In this occasion, Dennis makes it 2-1 in their favour, and we get nothing from the game. So 2 games in today's episode, of course, because it's Monday, so we have a squad report, but 2 defeats, and that is a feeling we're not used to having here in the Road to Glory, and I didn't like it whatsoever. I felt like I played well enough in both games to have deserved at least a point, if not a win, from that Crystal Palace game, but nothing, absolutely nothing we get from it. So unfortunately, we are going to have our league position come under threat, and we'll see the league table at the end of the video. Obviously, working our way through the squad report now. If there's anyone you want to have a look at in closer detail, of course, as always, feel free to pause the video so you can do so. Kwesi Appiah is now rated at 70, and he's banging the goals in. 15 in 19, I think it was for him, and Fabian Casade's got 10 in 12. So incredible goal scoring records for both of them, and they're the reason why we are where we are in the league. Although, obviously, if we could have gotten some results today, we might have been doing a little bit better in the league. Christian Pinilla growing quite nicely. A few of the loanees doing quite well as well, including James Wilson up 2, as you can see. Although, despite the fact he's growing well, he isn't scoring me goals. 1 goal in 7, which is not what we're used to seeing from James Wilson. He banged the goals in for me with Manchester United in the stream career mode. But unfortunately, so far, not really doing the business for me on loan here at Cambridge. But there's still plenty of time for that to change. And as you can see, Silvano Bogo in bad form, but still starting to grow, but which is a nice sign. And a few of our other players, even though he's 31 years old, Andy Moroso, he is growing quite nicely as well. And obviously, our rotation players, not necessarily growing loads, but still showing some growth. And Andrew Moat, the goalkeeper that we've sent out on loan, our youngster, is growing nicely as well, up 1 rating to 58. So decent season so far for us, although the most recent form has been a little bit dodgy. That's 6 defeats for us now in the Championship. Despite the fact that we've won 13 games, we still sit, or now we sit, second in the table. We were top. We now find ourselves 4 points away from QPR at the top of the table, and still just 2 points ahead of Norwich City. Big gap down to Sheffield Wednesday and Crystal Palace though, but we'll definitely want to improve our fortunes in the next episode on Wednesday. So hopefully you guys will be around for that. If you are, then of course feel free to drop the video a like and let me know whether you think we can turn around this form and actually get ourselves back on top of the table in the comment section down below. Of course, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it's this series, the My Player series, or the Liverpool Career Mode series, which of course went up earlier on this afternoon. We'll be streaming Football Manager tonight as well over on twitch.tv/Chesnoy Gaming, so check the links in the description to my Twitch and to my Twitter so you can stay up to date with everything that happens with me, both YouTube and streaming wise. But that is going to bring today's video to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, ready to build on the 50,000 people we already have here right now, and I will see you next time.